As any photographer, Henryk Ross was drawn to document and to use the camera as a form of personal expression and really as a weapon in many ways.
During the Holocaust, a Jewish photographer named Henryk Ross used his camera as a tool of resistance against the Nazi regime. His poignant photos of a Polish ghetto, on display at the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston, portray scenes of life in the shadow of death.
During World War II, the Nazis had 1,200 ghettos, segregated parts of a city where Jews were confined.
Henryk Ross, a photojournalist, was sent to live in the Lodz ghetto and hired as its official photographer in 1940.
He took ID photographs, so photographs that would be put on the ID cards, and then he was commissioned to do these propaganda photo essays. The Lodz ghetto was one known for productivity, and there were factories inside it. There was the mattress factory, the leather factory, and Henryk Ross was documenting all of that.
But Ross secretly went against orders. He took photos off the record, painting an intimate portrait of ghetto life.
He would sometimes have a camera under his coat and quickly open it up and photograph. His wife would be at a post nearby to tell him if anyone was coming. Some of the most powerful photographs that Ross took covertly are the photographs of deportations. Children being carted off in a wagon, hundreds of people going and getting in the train or being boarded onto the trains.
Ross's photos also showed another side of the ghetto.
Ross was taking portraits of families at a dinner party, the ghetto officer's wife and baby, images that seemed to be very celebratory. I think this is a real testament to the attempt at normalcy and to try to find life within this very slow death sentence that they were all living, to find moments of beauty and life despite the tragedy that they were living through. Ross took this at great personal risk. He knew that he risked his life and his family's life, but was determined and resilient enough to record this and bear witness to this moment in history.
In 1944, the Nazis shut down the Lodz ghetto and liquidated the remaining survivors to surrounding death camps. Henryk Ross was left behind as part of a cleanup crew.
He wasn't sure whether he was going to survive or not, and so he took all of his negatives and he put them in an iron-rimmed box and he buried them. He miraculously was one of the 877 survivors in mid-January of 1945 when the Soviets liberated the ghetto. He was able to go back and excavate the box, to unearth it and retrieve all of his negatives. The negatives suffered water damage when they were underground. And today, when we look at them and we make prints from the negatives, we can see that damage, which indeed looks like it's burning or it's cracking. The photographs and negatives are sort of imbued with the very history of what Ross was documenting. His work really gives us a window into the complexity of life over those 4 years. It shows us the desire for normalcy, and it also shows us a great sense of resilience. His photographs are a testimony to survival and a reminder of what the photographic medium can do, what it represents for all of us on a deeply personal or historical level.
Whether it's the funny cats that get you through your day or the marine algae that produces the air that you breathe, let's talk about some of nature's unsung heroes, animals that have changed the course of human history.